he has asserted the other day he was expressing on Truth Social just today, I think, praise for a mob boss.
Yeah, I was going to show. We can
Right.
put this up on screen.
Yeah.
He thanked the notorious mobster Sammy the Bull.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee. My name is Salvatore Gravano. Early in my life, I was given the nickname Sammy the Bull. I have been in jail since December of 1990, when I was arrested with John Gotti. I was his underboss and second of command of the Gambino family. In January of 1990, I accepted the position of official underboss, which I held until I began to cooperate with the government in 1991. I decided to cooperate before we, meaning me, John Gotti, and our acting Muslier, Frank Locascio, went to trial. I have been asked to testify here today about the mob's involvement in professional boxing. I got to know a heavyweight named Ronaldo Snipes and his manager, who I knew as Sal. I tried to set up a fight between Snipes and Francisco Damiani, who was the undefeated European and WBO heavyweight champ. Damiani was with an organized crime family in Italy. Since our family had close ties with the Italian family, I was able to set up a meeting with Damiani's people. They came to New York and we discussed the possibility of a fight with Snipes. One of the things I did to try to arrange a Damiani-Snipes fight was to reach out to set up a meeting with a guy who was in charge of boxing for Donald Trump. I believe his name was Mark Edis. Snipes, his manager Sal, and I met with this Mark in Atlantic City. He told us that a fight between Damiani and Snipes would sell.
In answer to a question to the chairman, you stated there were certain people in boxing who you thought you could reach, and that's one of the reasons you went back into boxing. Who were those people that you thought you could reach?
Well, in some of our conversations, when we tried to set up the fight with Ronaldo Snipes and Damiani to reach Donald Trump, we reached an entertainer. His name is Jimmy Roselli. Jimmy Roselli has a brother-in-law who's a heavyweight gambler and gambles in Atlantic City. And we used that resource to get to a Donald Trump.
And what do you mean by the word reach?
Well, reach, if we don't know Donald Trump himself, we have ways to reach him. And it's just a term I'm using. In other words, we would use Jimmy Roselli or Jimmy Roselli's brother-in-law, or Bobby Sasso, who controls 282 Union in New York. And Donald Trump obviously does a lot of construction. And if Bobby Sasso, the president of 282, the Teamsters, who is with our family, would reach Donald Trump and tell him that we were interested in a meeting with him. When I say we, I don't mean me or John Gotti. I don't know if Trump would meet us, but it would open the door for a meeting with Snipes' manager or Damiani's manager or whoever we put in front of this thing to make it look legitimate. After a while, myself and John Gotti and people like us would probably take a back seat to somebody who's a little bit cleaner.